Good morning and welcome to Godstone Ranch School of the Arts. My name is Garrett. I'm going to be your teacher today. Today we are going to do something called continuous line. It's a lot of fun. We're going to use our house or our home, a perspective in your house and interior, to do the continuous line. So what I want you to get today is a piece of paper. Doesn't have to be a nice one. This was my syllabus, but it had a problem with the printing, so it was just in the desk drawer, and it has a problem on the back with this. You see it, the line was printed, it messed up, but that's okay, and it has holes in it. That's all right. Just whatever you have is fine. A ruler, a pencil, an eraser, and then your cell phone. Okay, go get those things and come right back. Okay, with your piece of paper, we're going to take our ruler and we're going to make a 1/2 inch border around the page. So what I would like you to do is look at your ruler. The end may be the end, but sometimes the rulers have a little space before they start at 0 to go to 1 for the 1 inch. So figure out where it's going to be. If you can't, then just go from the 1 to the 2. Find the right in the middle, that's the 1/2 mark, and then put the 2 on the edge of the paper and make a little dot at the 1/2. You're going to put a dot at the top right here, see, and here. I made it a little bit dark. Make those light right there and right there, right there and right there, right there and right there. And then we're going to line it up with our ruler and draw the border. So do your 1/2 inch. If you can't figure out what a 1/2 inch is, let me get my marker just a minute. Then what you can also do, a knuckle is from here to here is pretty much an inch. So you could mark there and do right in the 1/2, and now you know where a 1/2 is. So from there to there. So you can always go bing, 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 do it like that. Okay, so mark your 1/2s around your paper. I'm going to change the camera angle just a little bit to show you how I did my border, and then we'll get started. Okay, so you have your paper. You've done 2 dots on each edge, 1/2 inch from the edge. Find the side of your ruler that's the straightest. You remember mine has been cut off right there, so I'm going to turn it on this other side. And don't just go down the whole side, because what happens is, I'll do it anyway just to show you. When you get all finished, you'll have a crisscross out here on the edge, and when you erase it, it won't erase very well and it'll look bad. So don't do that. Try your hardest to stay clear. Now this is going to be a pen project, so lightly, please. I'm going to draw it darker so that you can see. This is my bad side of my ruler. And lightly, like I said, I'm going to draw mine really dark so you can see it. But we're going to go back over this with pen when we're finished. Turn your paper. Okay. So now you did yours lightly. I did mine dark, but we have a nice border, okay? Now, we're going to divide this into thirds. So what I do is I measure from inside the border line. I'm going to measure here, and that winds up to be 7.5. So I'm going to take my phone and go to the calculator, which is right here. It looks like a little calculator. Press the calculator, and I'm going to say 7.5. Now yours might be different because you have a different paper. So mine's 7.5. 7.5 divided by how many? There's 1, 2, 3, right? So we're going to do 3 is 2.5. So I'm going to find 1, 2.5 on my ruler. And I'm going to do it again where I mark a little dot. Then I'm going to do 2.5. Sure enough, it's perfect. So I want to do the other side. You can see me doing this. 2.5. 2.5. I could have done 2.5, 5, 7.5, but I'm just trying to make it very clear. All right, so now I'm going to do exactly what I did before. Line up my ruler. Oh, some of you might not know, you can hold your ruler with your thumb and one of your other fingers. Get it out of the way of your pencil, and so you don't have to keep moving your hand. So watch how I do that. Some of you don't know that kind of thing. So my first finger and my thumb, put it down like that, press on it, and then push. Okay, now let's figure out how much space we have between the borders here. It's around 10. So here we go, back to the calculator. Looks like a calculator right there. And we're going to put clear 10 divided by what? 3 equals 3 1/3. So here's 3, there's the 1, and so 1/3, you can eyeball it. Sometimes I draw my ruler and then I can erase it, but I think that that's about right, somewhere in there. And so I'm going to do 3 and I want to go on the edge. 3 1/3 here, 3 1/3 again, 3, might not be so bright. There we go. All right, got it. Need to erase. Go again. 3 1/3, 3 1/3, and then holding my ruler again with my first finger and my thumb, I'm going to draw in that third. I'm going to draw in that third. Okay, so a border and your thirds, and then come back. I have some photos here to show you. Continuous line is really fun. It is a continuous line. You start somewhere that's obvious that you can see. This is a very simple one. This is a cat, and you can follow the line. You can cross over yourself. Don't touch, because then it'll look like you drew the cat and then a line for the tail. So you go down there, come on back up, and stop. Okay? Let's do another one. A light bulb. It's obvious, you start here, do the squiggle. Yeah, okay, that rolls over the light bulb, down, cross. Whoop, you can cross over yourself, but don't make it look like you drew the light bulb and then added something. Okay, it's gonna get a little more fun. I can't see that one too well. Never mind. We'll do portraits. Hold on, let me pause and figure this out. Okay, can you see the flower? I'm not going to move. Start at the top. You can see how it makes all of those petals really cool looking. You can follow the line with your eye. That's the fun of it. And you go down to the first leaf and then the second leaf, and there you go with that. Let me pause and get the other picture up. Okay, so there's some portraits. Starts at the neck, goes up to the chin, the lips, nose, cheeks, eyes, eyebrows, forehead, stop. Okay? Now, let me see what else we have. Okay, this one is super complex. I'm going to pause to make sure it focuses. Anyway, there you have a very complex one. I think that's C3PO. Okay, and here's where we are, and this is what we're going to do. Let me pause and make sure I get it focused. Okay, so this is the inside of a room. It's a chair, a desk, a door, come back, a lamp, and some other little, a jacket and stuff. This is the plan. Your house, okay? I'd love to see your house. So what I did was, to start me off, started off with the thirds and the border, and then sometimes people think, well, it's just so simple, it's a simple line, I'm just gonna, do like that. Okay, fine, for a light bulb, pretty easy. But for a room, you have to be a little bit more organized and a little bit more prepared. So what I did was, I took a light pencil. You're going to use a light pencil because in the end we're going to ink these, and then we're going to erase, once the ink's dry, erase the pencil. So what I did was I chose this because you guys know this in my house is the studio, but it's the kitchen. So I thought when I took my picture of it that it looked kind of boring until I started drawing it. So what I'm trying to tell you is whatever you choose, it's going to be great. Now, here's what I found out. If you want to do something like this, you're going to use a lot of ruler because there's a lot of straight lines here. In the one that I showed you here, if you don't want to use a ruler and you just want to have a softer touch to it, then you choose clothing on the back of a chair, by the couch with some pillows on it, or the bed with some blankets and softer things that you can just freehand. That's what they call it, freehand. But what I wound up having to do is more architectural, and I liked it. I thought it'd be a lot easier than it was. It took me about an hour. I'll show you my picture. And you know how to do it. So choose in your house, do this, and we'll come back in just a second. But choose where you're going to draw, what space in your house you can draw, and take the picture like I showed you, and then do your 2/3 lines on it, and then draw it in with a pencil. So here's what mine looks like at this point. You see it? All right. So get to that place and then come back. All right? Did you do it? I hope you had a lot of fun doing it. I really enjoyed doing mine once I got into it. I hope you like your choice. I'm sure it's wonderful. Don't be hard on yourself. Sometimes artists are. Just have fun. Be proud of yourself. Let's do this in a good way together. It's all about the home work. This is our body of work from the home. So this is going to be our continuous line. So now, mine's complicated. I thought it was going to be a lot more simple, but it wound up to be pretty complicated. So the question is, how do you get somewhere to like an edge of something and then not touch it? Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of paper and show you how. All right. I'm going to change the angle of the camera so you can see. Okay, we're going to try to do a simple apple. Start where it's obvious. Comes around. Gets to the top. Now, I just lifted up my pen. When you put your pen back down, don't just leave your pen there because it will get what they call, it'll bleed. So you don't want it to bleed, so pick it up, fine. But don't go right back to the spot, because if you, look, if I go like that and then I go right back to the exact spot, then it kind of does like that and it has a jagged little thing. So go back a little bit before the end of the line and ease into it. So I'm gonna lightly go right back into it. Okay, so now here's my stem, the apple. Okay, easy. No big deal. But what happens if I want to have 2 apples? Well, let me see how you guys are looking at this. It goes on the other side, but see, for me, okay. For me, okay, oh sorry, I didn't know if it was still on. Okay, it is. So for me, for you, the apple's over here, I think. For me, it's on, when I'm looking at, I can see on this side. So anyway, we're just going to talk about it. So I'm going to go back around. I did not go back and then up. Back around and then up. Apple, stem, stop. Okay, a little more complicated. What happens if I want to have a highlight on it or the coloring in it? Well, then I'm going to not touch, come back down, lift it up, but remember, go back behind where you stopped, and there's a highlight and some color. Well, I don't have a choice. I'm just going to come right over here, cross over the line, do like that, give me a highlight. Oh, there's my little deal there. There's some more color. There's some more color. Stop where it's obvious, okay? Now, what if I want to add my ruler behind it at an angle? So I stopped where here? Okay, so I'm going to go down across myself. I lifted it up, go back behind the line, go back over here. Now you can't, I don't want to go through it because then if I do it, it'll be like the apples see-through. So I don't want to do that. So I have to choose. Do I want to come up in the air over to there, which would make my stems look really fat, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to come down the apple, around the bottom, over here, get to where my ruler is going to be, stop. You see what I'm talking about? So you can go across yourself, and you can just make things more interesting and more interesting and more interesting. Now, if I use this Sharpie, it's really fat. So if I'm looking at doing that much detail work, this pen is not a good choice. So remember when we were doing the first cat picture, this would be good because it's super simple, and you can be super simple. It's hard to be super simple too. You know, being more complex is not necessarily the goal. It's just going to be a lot harder for me to figure out where to turn the corners and come back around. So let me go get a pen. Okay, so I found what they call a micron pen. It has a super fine tip, but it's still a nice marker type pen. And I had it in a baggie because I'd lost the cap a long time ago. I thought that would help, but it didn't because I tried to do it and nope. So I'm going to throw that away. I don't have any more micron pens here. They're in my studio, but like we're doing already is we're just going to use what we have. So the smallest I have is just a ballpoint pen, which, can you say that? Oh, there you go. Okay, so that would not be my first choice, but it works. So now, if I use a ballpoint pen on this paper, on this hard surface, it kind of feels like it may not work very well. So what I'm going to do is get another piece of paper, and I'm going to put it underneath there to give it a little bit of a cushion. Now, before you get started, promise me right now you're doing this, get your eraser. Let's get rid of our 2/3 lines, because once you get into this, it becomes a little bit like a Rubik's Cube, and you don't want to wind up turning the corner on the wrong line and it be your 2/3 line, you know. So I'm getting rid of all of my 2/3 lines. So once you've done that, your lines, some of your lines will be erased. So I'm going to turn off the camera, and I'm going to let you get everything drawn in just like you like it, with no 2/3 lines. And then I'm going to let you watch me draw this in. Okay, so let's erase. Have fun. Since we're at home, we don't have a light table, but a way you can do this, when you erase all your pencil, it might still show, and if that will bother you, then what you can do is take your drawing that you did, draw over your lines very dark, take a clean piece of paper. This one has words, so I can't show you in the window, but take this to the window, take this on top of it in the window, and you will be able to see your drawing through it, and then it won't have any problems. You know, you won't have to erase anything, and it'll look super clean. That's a way you can do that. Now, if I did that, the light from the window would blind the camera, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it on top of my pencil with some paper underneath like we talked. So I'll have a little cushion for my ballpoint pen, and we're going to get started. Okay, here I go. I think I'm going to start here, in the corner. And I have to choose, am I going to use my ruler? Am I going to try to freehand it? If I use my ruler, it might look too strict. And if I don't, then it might look too organic. You know, you have to kind of make up your mind. So I'm going to not use the ruler just so that you can see what I'm doing. I think you can see what I'm doing right here. Okay, so I'm going to start where it's obvious. Now, I'm not going back and forth over my line. I'm just going with my line. And now I have to stop because I'm at my scissors and my pin cup. So what I'm going to do is figure out, this is why I have to use a skinny little pin, is to go in here. I'm going to go around the inside of my scissors. Don't touch. Go out here, go around the inside of my scissors. Don't touch. Now I'm to the edge of my pin cup. What do I do? Think. I think I want to finish this. I want a nice clean outside of my cup. Go back. Go up and around to the top of my cap. Oops, my ball point. See, this is what I was talking about. So to the top of my cap. Don't touch. There's another cap. Don't touch. And if you have to, you know, give something up, that's okay. You know, there were more pins in my cup. There's a Sharpie. There's the inside of my scissors. And now what? Well, I'm missing some stuff down here, but like I said, you might have to give some things up. So I'm right here, and I think it just seems obvious to go that direction. So I'm going to go this direction. Come back up my line. Oh, there's my cute towel. But, shoot. Now what do I do? Well, okay. I have to go over it. So I did. Okay. Come back. I'm going to go that direction, down. Now I'm going to do my towel, my other towel. Come over. Oh man, okay. Well, I'm just going to have to go over the cabinet. It just is. That's what it's going to have to do. Alright, so that's that. So now I'm going to come up to here and down and up over the oven top. And go back around my cabinet. Line. I really do want to have that handle. So that's my handle. And I guess I'll just go back this direction. Do my handle. Go back that direction. This is so much fun. It's so relaxing. Okay, I'm going to go over the Keurig. Around. Yes, I added lines that are not really there, but you know, just is what it is. The fun of it. The adventure. It's kind of like a trip. Okay, going on a trip. I'm going to take a little trip around the knives. And I'm going to, oop, I almost went over my own line. Don't do that. Then go up. Go back outside of my line. Oh my goodness. Okay. Knife there. Knife there. Knife there. Go back and get that one and that one. Where do I go next? I'm going to have to go in the Keurig, come back around. Okay. Where am I going to go next? I'm taking a trip with the wood knife holder. So this is what we have at this point. I'm going to go ahead and finish it because now I'm at this hooey. I know when I started to draw that, I said, why, don't have an oven. Anyway, let me finish this up and then we'll meet back here. I love mine. Do you love yours? I hope you do. Okay, you ready for the big unveiling? Here is my picture. This is my studio kitchen. I signed my name, put the date at the bottom. Please do that. I love it. Isn't that special? I can't wait to see yours. Please send it to me at Karen Garrett Artist, and you know, Google Karen Garrett Artist, and then go to contacts, and you can send me a picture of yours. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to see you can't wait till tomorrow to see you again. So thank you for coming to the Godstone Ranch School of the Arts. God loves you so much, and so do we. Have a good day.